traditional practices. They asked us if they could have ohia logs from our property. We told them sure, okay? So, I mean, we do try to collaborate. There are there are instances where it's really difficult, and I've met with them. I met with them last week. They vowed their cooperation. That was different from a year ago. There's a different superintendent now. So I'm hopeful that there's a change, but our past practice over numerous years is not consistent with that. So I'm trying to collaborate whenever I can.
Yeah, thank you. And I think at the last meeting too, I stressed that the National Park Service needs to work with the people who fostered and took care of that property, because for hundreds of years, it's the way it is now because of the people who took care of it. You know, so the past practices speaks for itself, very loud and clear. So I want to make sure that the Park Services knows that, for me, I expect you to work with the people who have nurtured and taken care of the property, because you have it in the way you have it now because of them. So respect that and honor the people who took care of that land so we can have what we have today. So thank you very much.
Okay, other council members who would like to speak?
Thank you, Madam Chair. This is good. There's questions being raised that weren't raised before, and we got to see both sides. I like these kind of discussions. I still have some questions on my own that I would like to find out, but the thing that keeps going through my mind over and over is, when I think about the council, we think about government, we're always trying to figure out a way to streamline things when it's effective, especially when it's for the good of the people. And now here we are adding a layer. Normally when we add a layer, there's something bad going on, something disastrous, not even disastrous. Sometimes in government, when you see a death, we come charging in, adding in layers because of that. Now, I would like to know what scientific investigation that did occur and the research on the bad thing that is going on. Because here we are adding in another layer. We're not trying to make government more efficient. We're not trying to streamline anything. So what is that bad thing? To be honest, this is pretty complex for me. And I'm trying to understand it a little bit more. I'm looking for guidance within my peers and trying to understand from the council members in that region, because as much as I would like to make a decision in behalf of the district that I represent, I don't know it as well as the council member that does represent that district. So that's where I'm at, and I want to put more time and effort in finding out what is the bad thing that's currently happening right now that we need this additional layer in our government. And I wish someone can tell me that answer. I don't know who to call up. I don't know who to ask that question to. And I'm just going to make this statement. And from here on, I want to listen to more of the council members' discussion. This is the committee. This is only the first round. And I'm sure there's more questions that gonna be raised, so that's where I stand.
Other members of the public, wanting to weigh in? Okay, then if
I'll just make one comment.
Okay.
Again, this is to the council members, listening to all the discussion and everything. In the past, I've always heard council members talking about home rule, and that the county should be in control. And right now, it seems like we wanna give that up, and so, I cannot understand that, because Chair Willie, you always preach about home rule, and it looks like you're willing to give it up.
have I spoken yet?
No, but I'm just saying, I'm just saying that that's what I've been hearing, so I just wanted to remind council members that, don't forget about home rule. Thank you.
Okay. Yes.
Just one final, thank you, Madam Chair, just one final statement. I'm glad, just wanna thank the chair for giving us the opportunity to talk, to give the public another opportunity to speak about this petition and to get more information, and us the ability to gather that more information. So, the more we talk about it, the more we gather the information, we can make better decisions, and this will be coming up, later on this year, but, the better informed we can all be,
Right.
the better informed the public can be about everything that's going on, whether the negatives or positives. As much information that gets let out to the public is the most important to me, so thank you.
Right. Okay. Well, then I'm going to, speak, that's okay. I want to first just say this is on the broader issue of presentations, and that's been addressed to some extent. And, let me just say for the public, right now, our council rules say that if a member of the council puts forward a communication, it's by the council chair to be immediately referred, and he has discretion which committee it should go to. As far as the rules say, he doesn't have discretion to say no. Then it goes to a committee chair. The way our rules read right now, that committee chair must either hear it, put it on the agenda, or can withhold it with the consent of the sponsor of the communication. That's not always happening right now. I feel it's very important. We're all elected. I felt, as in this case, that it should be on, whatever it is. I mean, if it was, okay, we want to discuss something in Waimea, Margaret, and do this, I'd say, well, what are you doing? But I think that I believe that we're each equally elected and that it should be able to be put on, and whether one or another of us feel, well, I'd really like it to have been done this way, maybe this should be a panel, or not heard, I think that that's wrong. You elected us. We each, whether it's Drew putting something on, me putting something on, and I've had a number of my presentations blocked, so and I think it's all a matter of decision. But I just want to say, partly in response to what Councilmember Eoff said, looking at this, I do feel strongly it does get information. It may be a little this way, that way. We all have our own persuasions, but I really appreciate that we each have the right to have heard what we as council members have to say. So I just want to make that clear. I think on the issue, and let me say what this has done for me today is say, I've got a lot more things I want to look at. I want to look at our county plan. It's actually been very helpful to me in the big picture conversation of what's going on here. And, Chair of Ag, Water, Energy, Sustainability, that's what I feel very strongly that I need to focus on this. And I think what I hear being said is that we need standards for groundwater development, and a question that you all have as the Park Services, is there an adequate analytical framework for making decisions based on the public trust doctrine, the precautionary principle, the needs in Kona, and just sort of generally moving forward. I do, as my buddy over here pointed out, feel strongly, you know, if there's something that we can do as a county, I would like to do it. I would like to do it and have it be in place. If we're not providing that, and there's overlapping jurisdiction, I'm not gonna say, as I feel in other instances the state's doing right now, we're not gonna do anything about it, but we don't want somebody else to do anything about it, even though it should be done. So, I think, what is the county, and what is the county doing, looking at that plan, talking to Mr. Antonio and moving forward? We do need something that you all can feel confident is there, and how do we provide that, and how do we do it where maybe we're not in silos, this is the state, this is the feds, this is the county. So, I do appreciate, Mr. Young's presentation, we like to take that adversarial, we're all in here together, and how do we work, and Mr. Smith, and get answers, and communicate. So I just want that we look at this as an ongoing, important conversation. I assume everybody else has answers, and come away that it's really risen to the top, and that we're going to move forward. So one of the questions I have, I don't keep hearing salt. Well, there's quantity of water and there's quality of water, and I don't even, that's an example of one question I have. Well, if we still may have a lot, but it's getting lower quality and all these fish are getting ill, then what are we doing about it? Do we have sufficient analytic structure on a county level or otherwise? And if not, we need to address that issue. Okay, so I think that's sort of where I'm standing. I really appreciate everybody's comments, and unless there's something pressing that someone wants to add, then 1 minute? No, let's file this and okay, so I'm going to close the communication. Call for the roll call, or can we do it by voice vote?
Yeah, voice.
All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
All opposed? None, one absent. Okay, thank you.
Move to adjourn?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Good, okay, thank you.
Is that it until 12:45? Yes. Oh, Lord, stop. You can leave now. Yes. God, I just... Blech.
It's on until 12:45.
Right, yeah. Lunch break. Well, I wish Finance Committee wasn't so late in the day. Yeah. Is there no order to this?
No, usually it's at 9.
Isn't it usually first?
Yeah.
Or what, it's gonna be a long one, so they're saving it to the end?
Well, they have public hearing at 6.
Oh, shoot, I forgot all about that today.
Yeah, it's on some water district, so whatever,
That's because I don't
That's
follow the
district.
water stuff as much as I should, probably.
Whatever it's on, something with water or sewer.
I'm on catchment. I don't care.
Our water is so much better than West Hawaii water.
It is. Actually, I was packing stuff for the hotel room for 2 days. I'm bringing water
Yeah.
over because I don't even want to drink what's in the room.
Yeah.
It's nasty over there. It tastes horrible.
Salty. It's salty and it's like overly processed if it's not salty.
Yeah.
We get fresh clean water. Alright, why am I so blessed? What is my problem?
Tis off. And this won't stop. We don't know why.
It's just
Close it. I know you're not responding. You better have captured that last 10 minutes, though. Tell you what. It's gonna be a super big bummer. If we got the first hour and a half, but not the last 10 minutes. Oh, I hate when that happens.
how anticlimactic.
Right?
Well, actually, that's how we watch Big Bang Theory every single evening. Well, like
Yeah.
the last 2 minutes are cut off because it's, I don't know, they always